Hello and welcome to RPTV Weekly News Show. My name is Fred Alvarado and my co-hosts are Murphy Brown and Jabin Haque. We present news that impacts on Regent Park and the surrounding areas.
In this episode, we present the following news for the week March 2nd to March 10th. The corner of Sherbourne and Dundas becomes a gated community. The Children's Book Bank relocates to the Daniel Spectrum. Project Hope, Regent Park police officers support Afghan refugees with donations. Salvation Army Downtown East Ministries relocating operations. City of Toronto releases Black Bodies video as a part of Toronto Voice Vaccine engagement series. COVID-19 and vaccination update and events and jobs in Regent Park.
The corner of Sherbourne and Dundas becomes a gated community. Gated communities are often home to high-value properties and/or are set up as retirement villages. Not so for residents living at 310 Dundas Avenue. An iron security fence has recently been erected around the Toronto community housing property that is home to elderly tenants residing in the William Dennison building at 310 Dundas Avenue East, which is located on the northeast corner of the intersection of Dundas and Sherbourne Streets. The main purpose of the security fence is to reduce loitering in that particular corner where a popular convenience store operates. That was primarily for crowd control. I'm not sure whether it succeeded, said Diane Walter, Executive Director of Margaret's Housing and Community Support Services, which operates a drop-in center that hands out meals and snacks daily. The fence was installed with the support of the building's tenants as a way to deter people from entering an area that lacks visibility, which historically had been used for illegal activity, TCHC said in a statement. Around the building, especially on surrounding streets, there have long been security concerns. Our community safety unit works with partners in social service agencies to help engage with residents of the area and maintain a level of stability in the community, TCHC said. Critics argue that fencing is increasingly being used to deal with issues of poverty, chronic homelessness, drug addictions, and mental health, and that it is not a long-term solution for the problems in the area.
I think it was more of like a preventative measure is why they erected these fences, because like drugs are rampant, very rampant, and like stealing, theft, rape, crime, every single crime you can imagine of is right here. So I think they're like trying to make residents feel more safe. Meanwhile, this isn't going to do anything. The main thing is drug addiction. If you can just like go like 5 seconds down the road, there's like so much drugs, and that alone makes it unsafe. And yeah, mental illness also plays a huge part in drug addiction. There needs to be more support for people with severe mental illnesses.
The Children's Book Bank relocates to Daniel Spectrum. The Children's Book Bank has faithfully served the communities of downtown Toronto East since 2007. Now nestled in the heart of Regent Park, The Children's Book Bank is happy to have already met some community members since their grand opening in February. The Book Bank is an invaluable resource available to families, school groups, and teen readers aged 12 to 18. The Book Bank is unique in that each person can select a book for themselves or a young reader in their life and come back as many times as they wish. Children and youth can build libraries at home that cater to their interests. The atmosphere within the Book Bank is playful and light.
But one of the things that's wonderful about the Children's Book Bank is that our focus is on paper books and the experience that comes with creating a relationship with a paper book. There is an experience you can't have with something digital, the touching a book, smelling a book, even for babies, tasting a book. The colors that you get from a book, turning the page, that's all an experience that you can't get from a digital device. So we really celebrate that here at the Book Bank. We've been able to expand our books with people of color, as well as the LGBTQ plus community, women, different experiences, different cultural histories and celebrations. But because our books come to us primarily through book donations, we don't often get to pick and choose what we get. So when the books do come in, we make a point of going through every single title, making sure that it fits with the families that are coming to visit us, and also what the children want to read. That's, a lot of kids want to read things that we wouldn't necessarily pick for ourselves. So we want to make sure that we have as broad a selection of books as possible.
The community can access the Book Bank at the Daniel Spectrum building at 585 Dundas Street East from the second floor. The Children's Book Bank is open for community drop-in each Tuesday to Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Storytime for students have bookable slots available for school groups up to age 12, Mondays and Fridays. For more information on programming or to book a storytime, please visit childrensbookband.com or email info@childrensbookband.com or call at 416-922-7323.
Project Hope. Regent Park police officers support Afghan refugees with donations. Regent Park police officers Mustafa Popalzai and Farzad Gotbi from 51 Division started Project Hope, an initiative to collect household items, clothing, school supplies, and hygiene products to help the new generation of Afghan refugees coming to the GTA as a response to the Canadian government's commitment to resettling 40,000 Afghan nationals after the Taliban regained control of most of the country, with thousands of people desperate to leave Afghanistan back in August 2021. The neighborhood community officers, Popalzai and Gotbi, came to Canada as refugees from Afghanistan and Iran. Both know by their personal experiences the challenges that refugees face in their journey of resettling in a big city like Toronto.
Back in August of 2021, when things were falling apart in Afghanistan rather quickly, and the fear among the people living in Afghanistan was really high, most countries, including Canada, they stepped up and agreed to host these Afghan refugees who were going through tremendously difficult time, to host them in Canada and welcome them to Canada. And that's when myself and my partner thought of maybe we should do something for these new refugees that are coming in, because they really needed the most help and assistance. And myself, being of Afghan origin, I was born and raised in Kabul, Afghanistan. When I came here in the year 2000 actually rather, in the month of October, I was one of those refugees that you guys or the media and the people here in Canada saw landing from the planes coming from Afghanistan. I was one of those kids. I was one of those youth. And I went through all those difficulties and hardships and the culture shock and learning a new language and going to school and just those basic day-to-day things that we take for granted today, but are big challenges for someone who's coming from across the world. And some of these people that came from Afghanistan to Canada, they came from the villages and the mountain areas where they weren't even living in the cities before. So for them it was a huge cultural shock. Some of them even left their children behind and they couldn't even bring their entire families. So there was no question that we needed to pay some attention to these new Afghan refugees and we needed to do something to help them. Unfortunately, we wish we could have done a lot more, but in our capacity as police officers, we were really glad that our station, 51 Division, and the senior command and the bosses were really supportive. They did not say no to us. They actually encouraged us and allowed us to take some time off from the community here in Regent Park and assist these Afghan refugees. We started a large drive collecting toys and books and shoes and clothing for them, as most of them hadn't changed in almost a week or 10 days. And successfully we were able to deliver a large amount of goods to the Afghan refugees. We continued these projects, we continued these drives all the way till now. And even right now we'll have another project going on. I'll let my partner speak about that more. But we were able to collect a large amount of items. So far we have collected about $250,000, over $250,000 worth of goods and supplies that we were able to take to the Afghan refugees.
We were the only two officers in the entire city of Toronto who had started this, and unbeknownst to us, other officers also got interested, and officers from our station, officers from 31 Division, 33 Division, 42 Division, 53 Division, especially 53 Division, they all started to help out. So it became a unified project that really reached out to the hearts of the people that we really wanted to reach out to. And I just want to also say this too, like, you know, I myself, this is very near and dear to our hearts because I myself am a refugee myself. I came from Iran, which is borders from Afghanistan. We're a brother-sister country, and I came from a war-torn country. So when I came here, I had to actually teach my parents about how things are being done here. Imagine a 12, 13-year-old boy who's trying to teach his parents how to get around. So we understand what it takes, and working in Regent Park, doing the community neighborhood policing, it really allowed us to be able to expand our horizon and use our expertise that we've learned from the great people in Regent Park and apply it to this Project Hope and reach out even further and bring in and welcome these new Canadians, because they are really our new Canadians, into this beautiful country that we have.
Donations can still be dropped off at 51 Division, which is located at 51 Parliament Street. For more information, please contact PC Papalzai/PC Gotby at regentpark@torontopolice.on.ca.
Salvation Army Downtown East Ministries relocated operations. The Salvation Army Downtown East Ministries is currently under some changes. They will be relocating operations to run completely out of 160 Jarvis Street. This is also the Salvation Army Harbor Light Treatment Facility, but Downtown East Ministries will be operating as a separate entity out of the north end of the building. This means that the last regular food bank date at 7 Lavat Avenue will be March 16, while the last second harvest distribution will be March 18th. On April 19th, Salvation Army Downtown East Ministries will begin taking individual appointments with clients and will operate a food pantry to provide some basic groceries for individuals in need. With this structure, the organization will be able to better work with clients one-on-one, continue to assess needs, make appropriate referrals, and potentially develop programming workshops that are client-centered and transformative in nature. Salvation Army has a long-term plan to return to Regent Park. However, it is dependent on developers and the timeline is beyond their control. But while their location is changing, their services will remain available to residents of Regent Park.
City of Toronto releases Black Bodies video as part of Toronto Voices Vaccine Engagement Series. The City of Toronto launched Black Bodies, the new feature in the Toronto Voices Vaccine Engagement video series. Black Bodies profiles Dr. Akwatu Kenti, chair of the city's Black Scientist Task Force on Vaccine Equity, who shares a personal message about COVID-19 vaccination with Toronto's Black community. Dr. Kenti provides context behind vaccine mistrust and hesitation among Black communities, referencing the historical exploitation of Black bodies and ongoing stigmatization faced by Black communities. Dr. Kenti sheds light on the correlation between overexposure to COVID-19 risks alongside underprotection from severe illness, explaining the urgent need for vaccination uptake with sincerity, compassion, and respect. COVID-19 continues to have a disproportionately high impact on Toronto's Black and other racialized communities.
We understand stigma on multiple levels because we are the recipients of racial stigma, mental health stigma, policing stigma, socioeconomic stigma, intellectual stigma, moral stigma. We don't need vaccine stigma on top of that. We have communities that are like islands unto themselves, socially disconnected from some of the more vibrant centers of Toronto. These communities were socially isolated prior to COVID, and during COVID, the isolation has been amplified. Ongoing experiences of systemic racism is evident in the chronic conditions that attract COVID, like hypertension, asthma, high blood pressure, obesity. These are conditions that are consequences of poor social determinants of health coupled with systemic racism. So that if you get COVID, you are more likely to have severe disease, more likely to be hospitalized, more likely to die.
Toronto Voices is a series of videos featuring personal stories of Toronto residents, community-based insights, and vaccine information and resources. Mayor John Tory thanked Dr. Kenti for this important message that is so powerfully illustrated in the video. Toronto Voices was created to support vaccination efforts, but also to demonstrate the importance of personal stories and creating a better understanding of one another. I hope the message of this video promotes greater awareness for the importance of vaccination as we strive to keep all our communities healthy through this pandemic and beyond. I thank everyone who has been vaccinated, as well as everyone who has supported our Team Toronto vaccine engagement efforts, Mayor John Tory said.
Now we go with Jabin Haque for an update on COVID-19 and vaccination.
The City of Toronto entered the roadmap exit step of the Province of Ontario's roadmap to reopen, with most temporary public health and workplace safety measures implemented to limit the spread of COVID-19 are now lifted. All indoor and outdoor capacity limits are now lifted, including for all businesses, public gatherings, and events. Proof of vaccination requirements are lifted, with continuation of such requirements now being the decision of the individual businesses. Across Ontario, Protective measures including wearing a mask or face covering in indoor public settings and health screening continue to be required. Vaccine support phone line. Do you have questions or concerns about COVID-19 vaccine? Do you want to know more about the eligibility? Are you looking for an appointment to get a COVID-19 vaccine? Well, call our phone line, staffed by Toronto's Downtown East Health Ambassadors at 647-576-7099. The phone line is open until March 31st on Thursday, 2022. Hours of operation, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Interpretation services are available. Remember, 647-576-7099. This is an initiative from the Downtown East Vaccine Engagement Partner Network. The Regent Park Community Health Center is still running a COVID vaccination and testing clinic at 40 Oak Street, servicing the community of Regent Park and anyone living with an M postal code. People with no immigration status are welcome at the clinic, as well as people with no fixed address or no identification. But if you do have an OHIP card or other identification, please bring it. It will help as well with the registration process. The clinic is fully wheelchair accessible, multilingual, and privacy stations are available. You are welcome to bring up to one support person with you if required, and first, second, third, and fourth doses are being administered. Appointments are strongly recommended to minimize the times outside in the cold. For more information and eligibility, testing, different ages, clinics, and booking, please visit regentparkchc.org/COVID-19 vaccine clinic/. For assistance with booking your appointment, you can also email rpvaccine@gmail.com or call 437-881-3505. If you have questions about kids getting vaccinated, visit sickkids.ca/vaccine consult and book an appointment to speak to a specialist. Now, events and jobs in Regent Park. Focus Media Arts Center invites to learn video game development starting March 21st to June 29, 2022, every Wednesday from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. This free in-person gaming development workshop will teach you how to make your own very game. You will learn C# programming and Unity engine. This free workshop is available to youth 15 to 25. Location, Daniel Spectrum, 3rd floor, 585 Dundas Street East, Toronto. You can register online at www.regentparkfocus.com/gamedev.html or email info@focusmediaarts.ca. On March 23rd, there will be a Regent Park Entrepreneur Market. This market event will be held at the Daniel Spectrum, 1st floor, featuring local vendors selling anything from fruit to crafts to clothes. It will run from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., so mark your calendars and come support your neighborhood entrepreneurs. If you wish to participate as a vendor, please contact Denson at socialinnovation.ca. There is space for 10 vendors and an incentive honorarium of $50, plus a guaranteed sale amount for food vendors. Deadline to apply as a vendor is Sunday, March 6th at 11:30 p.m. Have you ever wanted to coach soccer? The Ontario Soccer Association, in collaboration with TFAA, is hosting a grassroots coaching certification at March 20th and March 27th at Spruce Court Public School. Limited spots available. Certification is free for TCHC residents. To sign up or for more information, contact info@tfaa.ca. Wellness Support Group. Geerstein Crisis Center is hosting a free online wellness support group for anyone 16 and up every Thursday until April 21st from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. You can register at www.geersteincenter.org. It promises to be an afternoon of friendly exchange, open, honest dialogue, and shared understanding in a supportive environment. Now for employment and training opportunities. Muslim Youth Social Services users. Researchers from the University of Toronto and community partners are seeking for a research study examining the experiences of Muslims with social services in Ontario. You are eligible if you identify as a Muslim, are 16 to 29 years old, currently reside in Ontario, have access to computer and internet, are using/have used social services in the past 2 years. The study includes participating in a one-time 2-hour virtual focus group with other Muslims and complete one short questionnaire. If you have questions, you can contact Misha Dar at michelle.darg@email.utoronto.ca. SDP Employment and Economic Development is hiring a part-time administrative coordinator. The SDP Employment and Economic Development Work Group, Yonge Street Mission, is currently accepting applications from qualified candidates for the position of a part-time administrative coordinator. The part-time administrative coordinator will provide administrative coordination and support to the Employment and Economic Development Working Group to implement their goals. The anticipated work to accomplish this will be approximately $25 per hour at 20 hours a week, beginning early April 2022 until July 22 for 4 months, with a possible extension. All qualified applicants are welcome to submit an application. However, Regent Park residents will be prioritized. Deadline for applications are March 15, 2022. Anticipated starting date, April 2022. Send resume and cover letter in confidence to hhun@ysm.ca. And that was all for events and jobs in Regent Park. Hope to see you there.
Thank you, Jabin. And that's all for today's show. My name is Fred Alvarado, and my co-hosts are Murphy Brown and Jabin Haque. We also like to thank our team of researchers that contributed for this week's show. And from our studios at Focus Media Arts Center, thanks for watching and see you next week.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you never miss out on any of our content. If you'd also like more, you can find us on our other social media platforms. And if you want even more, you can look at our website.